Hi everyone, good morning. Welcome to the demo session. So I hope many of you attended yesterday's demo. So I'll just give a quick summary of what we have discussed in yesterday's demo session. So the agenda for today's demo is to give you again the curriculum, what we are going to cover in this entire 2.5 months journey, and also we will see a small use case how we can understand very difficult concept of machine learning using uh, Python. We can implement one project in that particular project, in that particular use case, right? So the agenda for today's demo session is to give you a brief about the course, the curriculum, the timing, and other things. Also, I will take questions from the chat window. So if you have any queries, feel free to write it in the chat window so that I can take it from there, right? So before we start, let me quickly summarize. Let me quickly introduce myself. This is Sasmitha. I will be your course instructor. I have around 11 plus years of experience into big data and data science. I started my career as a big data engineer, and after my master's, I moved to data science, right? So I'm currently working as a staff data scientist in one of the leading MNC. I have around 6+ years of teaching experience. Since 2016, I am teaching data science. So I have trained almost many professionals. Currently, from this new session, right, like July, I am going to join my PhD program in Triple IT um, in IoT, right? I'm going to do my PhD in IoT and AI. So that's my quick introduction. I have I have worked in different companies from different domains, starting from aviation, renewables to investment banks. Okay. So this is my short introduction. Coming to the course curriculum and all. So the syllabus you will find attached in the email. Let me summarize the syllabus again. Many of you joined yesterday and you have seen all of this, but let me quickly summarize what we're going to cover, and then we will go to the we will discuss one use case, right? So we will be starting from very scratch. So there are three major pillar in this entire course. So the first pillar is nothing but your Python, because Python is something which is very, very important. The entire like machine learning and deep learning, you will be coding using Python, right? So Python is the first thing that we will be covering. So Python, it has two parts. So one is your core Python concepts. So core Python is nothing but your variable functions, data structure, list, tuple, set, dictionary, right? So all of those concepts we will discuss in the core Python, and then we will discuss about Python for data science module. So in Python for data science module, we will be discussing about NumPy, we'll be discussing about pandas, right? So once we complete the Python module, this is the first pillar. Python and visualization is the first pillar. Visualization is again very, very important, because data science is nothing but finding insights from your data, right? So to find insight and represent those insights to your client, you need a lot of visualization techniques. So in this visualization pillar, we will be discussing two things. One is your Power BI, which is newly introduced in your syllabus, and we will be discussing about Plotly. So what is Plotly? Plotly is a free package or open source package, Python package. We will be discussing lot of graphs, like what is scatter plot, what is sunburst chart, what is histogram, where to use what kind of plot and why, what is distribution chart, the grammar of visualization, right? If you have a data, how, because in the real time nobody is going to tell you, okay, do this chart. No, you have to decide what chart is suitable to find the right insight or to represent the results in a correct manner. So you need to decide those charts, right? So you have to understand what chart is used for what. Then only you can able to do that independently. So in this particular visualization, lot of concept you will understand. So what is the difference between a histogram and a box plot? Where you will use box plot? Where you will use histogram? All those concepts in very detailed way we will understand, and Power BI and Plotly we will discuss. So once you understand, this I say as a first pillar, right? The visualization, Power BI, Plotly, Python is the first pillar. Along with that, we will also discuss about SQL, right? So SQL is something which is very, very much demanded, and it's like definitely will find some questions in the interview. So SQL is a kind of universal kind of skill, like Python, SQL, Power BI, Plotly, respective of the kind of role, like whether you are a data analyst, data engineer, or a data scientist. These all things are common. So like these are very, very, very highly required skill to become a data scientist. So Python, visualization, Power BI, Plotly, and SQL is the first pillar of this course. And once we complete the first pillar, we will move to the advanced or the backbone, right? And that is nothing but your machine learning and starts. So machine learning and starts, we will be discussing very detail about maths. Each algorithm will have one project. So once we complete machine learning and statistics, we have 7 to 8 algorithm. We have linear regression, we have polynomial regression, we have from classification, decision tree, random forest, XGBoost. We have K-means clustering. So all of this algorithm, one project once we complete, then we will move to the third pillar. That is the advanced pillar, right? The advanced pillar, we will be discussing about deep learning and NLP. So this is not complete. Deep learning NLP itself will take 3 to 4 months to get expert in that. Even though you have like spent 3 to 4 months, you might not be expert, like because it's a very kind of lot of topics are there, and it will take years of time to call yourself an expert. But what we will discuss is whatever is needed for interview, we will be completing those modules from deep learning and NLP. ML and statistics, we will go very in depth. Python, visualization, SQL, ML and statistics will go very in depth. Deep learning and NLP also we will discuss. Uh, but it is kind of deep learning will discuss about artificial neural network, and NLP we will discuss about lot of concepts like what is web embedding techniques, right? What is, if the data is text data, how to analyze those data, that you will understand. So in this entire syllabus, there are three pillars. First is your Python visualization and SQL pillar. Second is your ML and statistics pillar, and the third one is your deep learning and NLP pillar. So how are we are going to structure this, right? So every day we will have class. So the timing will be 1 hour. 1 hour we will connect, right? Every day we will connect for 1 hour. And before I connect, so exactly at whenever the class is starting, so what we will do is first, or maybe at the end of the class, there will be a 10-minute quiz. I had given a lot of assignment because like I have seen that from my past previous batch experience. So people are not doing any assignment, just I'm giving them and they're not even opening it. So what we will do is 10 minutes quick revision we will do every day, because that's really helps you. We all are working. So 10 minutes we will revise the concepts. How? By coding, not by just listening. So it's an interview preparation. So this 10 minutes every day we will give, right? So the questions, when it is a pillar one, it is all coding, right? So in pillar one there is no theory. So in pillar one, Python, Power BI, SQL, Plotly, I will be giving you coding questions that I have collected from lit code. So you have to kind of do small. If it is a lengthy code, instead of you doing it, I will be explaining it because it will take time. But 10 minutes we will give to interview preparation. But when we come to ML and stats, some of the theoretical question also we will discuss, right? For example, what is bias, what is variance, what is bias, variance, trade-offs, like that. A lot of interview questions every day, 10 minutes or 15 minutes, maybe at the end of the class, so that we can extend, right? It's like, let's say 55 minutes we have discussed and last 15 minutes. So 1 hour, 10 minutes, we can extend the class. And those 10 to 15 minutes time we will divide into interview preparation. So interview preparation, previously I was giving questions, but from your batch onwards, I decided to do it in the class every day, right? So you will not, you will not be pressurized that, okay, interview preparation I have to do separately. It will go parallelly every day, 15 minutes. The topic, whatever we have discussed, from that topic, what kind of questions you can get in interview. For example, today I have discussed linear regression. So, okay, so what are the assumption of linear regression? What is gradient descent? So some of the concepts which you may get in the interview, we will discuss. Okay? So this is the kind of way. Along with that, it's a very, very project-based learning. So you will be getting around 10 to 12 projects, 10 to 12 projects. So 10 to 12 projects in this entire from the three pillars. Most of the project will be from machine learning, deep learning, and NLP side, right? So you will be able to do it, code it yourself. One project I will give you in the class. Sorry, I will tell you in the class, and one project will be your assignment, which you will do. So project you cannot do in 15 minutes. So that is an assignment. 15 minutes is only for interview discussion. So I have some 40 to 50 questions, which I will divide every day 15 minutes. And I will explain those questions and we will discuss, right? Along with the 1 hour class. So you can consider the classes will be 1 hour, 15 minutes like that, right? After we discuss 55 minutes, last 10, 15 minutes, we will dedicate to interview preparation. And along with that, we will also get the recorded sessions from Durga sir. So it's almost like 170 hours of video you will get. So like this Python. So this entire journey, right? This Python part is covered by Durga sir. So if you, so what I am doing is whatever is very important that I am covering from the Python module, but other topics like OOPS concept, uh, at least the decorators, generator. If you really want to be expert in Python, right? So you can go to Durga sir's video, right? But see, Python itself is vast. If I teach you Python, it will go for 3 months. And it's not necessary, right? Because we are not Python developers, we are data scientists. So we will learn Python for data science. Python is a widely used language. It has a lot of modules. So it can be useful for everyone, like the web developers can use Python to develop websites. We are here to use Python for data analysis, right? So I'm not saying it is not important or not needed, but it is not so important, right? So the OOPS concept and other concept later you can learn once you're expert in the mandatory skills. So that is good to know, but that is not mandatory skills for a data scientist because there will be a separate team. One team cannot be expert in everything. Your core area is ML and stars and deep learning. Your core area is not object oriented programming and all that. So there will be a DevOps team, there will be a software engineering team who are very expert in those, and they will be building the apps, right? They are the front, they will be building the front end part. So there are data engineers who are very expert in all of those. So they will be handling. So as a data scientist, your core area is machine learning. Modeling is your core area. So machine learning, deep learning, how to deploy those models. You have a lot of topics to learn. So you have to be very wise to select what to learn and what to let go. So that later you can, like if it is required, you can learn, right? So so this is the kind of summarized way what this entire course will be. And if you have any questions, you can type in the window and I will take it from there. My main intention is to give you very difficult concept in a simplified manner. So machine learning and deep learning is difficult. It's full of maths, lot of algorithms, lot of things we need to understand in a very deep way. And also we need to implement it. And one more thing, the advantage is whatever I have learned, right? I have changed 4 to 5 companies in last 5 to 6 years. I have seen many data scientists. I have seen what is happening in the industry. So I'll give you those screen. And also I have seen many of my students going through interview process and sharing their feedback with me. I myself has attended many interviews. So I will summarize all my kind of learning and give it to you so that it will help you to clear interviews. So, for example, there are a lot of things that we can discuss which topic is important, which topic you can skip, because it's all about timing and prioritizing, right? Because you have a lot of things to learn. If you start learning everything, that's not a wise way. Your data science syllabus will never complete. So if you start learning, many of you have must have tried it, right? Like you thought initially you will learn yourself. Then what you have done is you have searched pandas in YouTube and you found like let's say 100 videos. So you just in pandas you have spent 1 month of time watching lot of videos. Still you're not confident whether this is completed or not, like whether a lot of other topics I'm skipping or no, I mean I'm ready for interview, you're not sure. So you need really someone who can tell you this much is enough. If you clear till this level, 100% sure you can clear everything in the interview. Then move to the next topic. Don't spend 2 3 months in Python, 5 6 months in Python learning. In that way, if you learn, then the syllabus will be 3 4 years. You will not be able to complete. I'll give you an example. Somebody has learned Power BI, then they will think, okay, Tableau is also important. Should I learn Tableau or skip Tableau? Okay, Plotly I have learned, Matplotlib Seaborn is there. Should I learn that or skip that? Okay, all of these things I have learned. SQL I have learned. MongoDB is there. NoSQL is there. Then core Python, OOPS concepts are there, right? In ML, there are 7, 8 algorithms. There are 20, 30 algorithms. In deep learning, what should I learn? TensorFlow I know, but PyTorch should I learn or not? So all of this kind of confusion will be there whenever you start this data science course to learn yourself, because lot of very vast, and for each and every topic, there are hundreds of resources available. So the course will save your time. So it will give you a correct direction. It's not like I'm teaching something new. I'm not discovering any new algorithm. Whatever is there, I will just present it in a nice, organized manner. But what you benefit you will get, your journey, which maybe 2, 3 years, if you complete by yourself, will be reduced to 2, 3 months, right? So a lot of time you will save because you know what to learn, how much to learn, so that you are interview ready, right? And that I will give you from my own experience. Okay, this much is good for a 3 year experience data science. So stop this topic here. Don't learn that topic now. Learn next will be this topic. So the path you will get, the direction you will get. That's why you should enroll for this course. So that in this 2, 3 months of time, you will be very, very much expert, at least very confident before you go to interview, very confident, right? So all the topics that they're asking, you cannot match 100%, right? Data science, JD, even if you check my skill set, still it will not match 100%. But if it is matching 70 to 80%, you're a very good fit, right? So all those tips and techniques we will discuss in the class. The flow of the course, right? How the flow will be. First, we will be discussing about Power BI and SQL. These are the prerequisites, or basically some topics which are needed before we start the main topics. We will discuss about SQL first, right? Many of you already know, but I'm not going to teach you SQL for months and months. As I said, my major focus will be on ML, statistics, deep learning, and NLP. That is the core and the first pillar. So if you want to divide the first pillar, I will be kind of giving 20 to 30% of the time to the first pillar, right? Let's say whatever is the total time, 30% will be given to the first pillar, and 70% of the time, right? 50% will be given, 40 to 50% will be given to the second pillar, and rest will be the third pillar. So even in the third pillar, topics are less. It is very complex topics. So I need a lot of time to explain it to you, right? It's not about topic, it's about what you are learning. Depends on that, the time we will divide and importance of it. So like you can understand, like 70 to 80% of the time, total time will be dedicating to the major topics, and 20 to 30% we will dedicate to the first pillar. And I'm going to teach you whatever is necessary for cracking interviews for SQL. Not We are not SQL developer, we are not Python developer. So we are not going to learn everything from scratch till end, but whatever is important for interview, we will discuss that. Right? So this is the kind of summarized way of what we are going to discuss in this particular course. Right? So the timing, the duration of the course, it will be every day 1 hour 15 minutes, around that. So 15 minutes will be quiz, uh, mostly at the end of the session, because in the initial, like if we start, let's start fresh, and once the class is over, we will have a 10, 15 minutes quiz, a kind of interview preparation, and then uh, like we will discuss the solutions also. Mostly if it is a question theoretical, I will be explaining. And initial, so we will start the batch maybe after 2 or 3 demos. From this Thursday onwards, the batch will be starting. Tomorrow and day after tomorrow, we will have a small use case I will discuss with you, like machine learning use case, and other things like which is important, right? Before you enroll for this course, like other resources where you can learn from, prerequisites, all of those things we will complete. So Thursday onwards, we will start the batch. The timing of the batch will be notified, like mostly you will get an email, and also you will get the course content along with that, uh, along with the timings and other details. You will also get the course content, right? Uh, Timing, I have two preferences. One is 7 to 8 a.m. IST, and so if this is not suitable, maybe we can connect from 9 p.m. to 10 p.m. I will prefer this 9 p.m. to 10 p.m. Why? Because most of you, I found the schools are open, college, school, offices are open. So morning time, it might not be, you might not be available this time, right? So we will be sticking to 9 p.m. to 10 p.m. every day. It will be Monday to Friday. We will have class. Monday to Friday, we will have 9 p.m. to 10 p.m. class. Classes will be mostly 1 hour, 10 minutes, 1 hour, 15 minutes, like that. And we'll continue this for 2.5 months. And the initial half months, we will connect, like let's say 30 minutes, 40 minutes. Why? Because it's a course creation time. So we will have a batch, right? We'll be forming a batch. So we will go slow. Will not rush in the first class only, because many of you will be new to the course, and like we will go slow. Initial 15 days, 2 months complete. Like once you are little familiar with the concepts and installed everything and you know the basics, will go full base mode, right? So that's the kind of division and everything. So if you have any questions or something, feel free to ask me. Also, you can find me in LinkedIn. If you want to know more about me, my experience and all, you can go to LinkedIn and check. You can type Sasmitha Data Science, you will find me. Any questions so far? We are all good. And you can find a lot of videos in YouTube where I have explained what is data science, what is data engineer, what is the difference between data science and data engineer, what is the salary expectation, what are the data science applications, what is artificial intelligence, what is machine learning, what is the difference between them, right? So all of those concepts you will see very clearly explained in the YouTube videos, right? So any questions so far? We are all good. Okay, so I'm taking some questions from the chat window. Um, can I attach some experience to fill 3 years of gap? How much of it recommend to? Okay, so I really don't know your background, like how many total years of experience you have and what domain you are currently working on, what is your background, but I'm just answering this universally, right? So this course will give you a knowledge of a data scientist who has worked in industry like 2 to 3 years. Till that level, this course will give you. Now, there are a lot of ways you can kind of show this experience into your CV. Let's say, try to first switch internally if there are any scopes. If you're applying for external companies, so you have to kind of show them some experience. As a fresher, it is difficult that your CV will be shortlisted. So you have to show some experience now. You don't have experience, how to show those experience. You have done all of those 10 to 12 projects. You know your domain. So you can actually smartly, you can modify these projects into your domain projects. How to do that? When you enroll for this course, there is a special class dedicated at the end of the session. So all course, when it is completed, the last class is CV preparation. 2 to 3 hours only on that I will spend. One weekend we will connect. 2 hours I will show you some demos. 3 to 4 CV template I will show you, and then I will tell you from different domain I have collected those templates. Like one is from healthcare, one is from your industry, one is from investment banks. So you will get an idea how people should write their CV, right? And all of those projects, how you can change it to your domain projects. And if you have any queries, you can ask in that class. I will guide you. So my answer is yes. So irrespective of your, I don't know from which background you belong to, but this course will give you that much knowledge of a 3 year experienced data scientist, right? So computer vision open cv, so computer vision open cv itself is a huge domain, and honestly speaking, we are just understanding the introductory part of it. It's many of the institutes, even you go and check their syllabus, they will not tell you, they will tell we are completing deep learning, we are completing NLP. No, actually that's not true. So they are not completing, they're just giving introductory, and we are very honest in that. So it's not a complete thing. So computer vision itself will take 2.5 months to 3 months minimum. It's a very specialized course. Many freshers will not get this role because it's a specialized course. So somebody who is working as a data scientist or someone who has a master's degree with the relevant field may get computer vision. Or in your company, if there are some scopes, then you're lucky, so you can kind of join. So data science freshers can also join, but computer vision is a very specialized branch. It needs a lot of expertise. It needs Python and Java, other languages, very, very expert level. It needs deep learning at expert level, image processing at expert level. So a lot of specialized thing you should know. So this is a completely separate, like as I said, 2 to 3 months is needed. So in this course, we are going to understand about the introductory part of deep learning, and we are not going to complete the computer vision part. Right? I hope I answer your question. So computer vision is just we are introductory part we are understanding. We are not completing it. It's very vast. What is the duration of the course? The duration of the course, you can say around 2 to 2.5 months, right? The projects will be end to end with deployment. Yes. So I forgot. So I forgot one thing. So yes, the major part is there is one more pillar which is again new and introduced in your batch, that is cloud deployment. This is the fourth pillar. Sorry, I forgot about it. So yes, it is there. So we are going to use AWS and all of these things, whatever we have discussed, ML and deep learning, all the projects. It's not possible for me to implement 10 to 12 projects, but 3 to 4 projects, how to deploy in AWS. We're going to see. So it is end to end, starting from very scratch like SQL to Power BI to Python to ML and statistics, deep learning, NLP to deploying in cloud in AWS. So it is an end to end thing. One more question I will answer: how I am able to cover all of these things in this 2.5 months with in-depth. 2.5 months I'm not touching surface. I don't believe in touching surface. So whatever we are not covering, we are not covering, we are skipping. I will tell you this is introductory, like how I am telling for advanced. But whatever we are covering, this is a tick for you. So there is nothing beyond it. For example, linear regression I have covered. So it is a tick for you. So there is nothing beyond linear regression. I will tell you, don't waste your time looking any other video except this class video for this topic. But let's say some other topic which we have not covered. I will tell you what next. I'll show you the path. Okay, these are the things. If you want to upgrade yourself, maybe these things you can learn as a next step, and these are the resources. So those way I can help you. And So yes, so the answer is yes, cloud deployment. We will be talking, and how to deploy in cloud. We will be discussing that. So it's an end to end. The course is very organized. It says experience matters. So as I have completed 45 to 50 batches, so the flow is already set. So we know what to deliver, and within 1 hour, lot of things we will be discussing. So that 1 hour, 15 minutes will be completely utilized. So like one thing I can say is, if you are organized, many things, like when you go for a company presentation, within 1 hour, you present your 1 year task, right? Whatever you have done, just by showing PPTs, you're making the client understand, a new person understand what you have done. So it's all about preparation, experience, and deliver, like what you are actually delivering. The content matters, how you are presenting matters. Some people will explain the same concept for 5 hours, till you will not be clear because they themselves are not clear. Some people will explain you very difficult concept in 1 hour, and which is very clear to you. Having said that, it's not all about me, it's also about you. So you should also understand your background, where you are belonging to. If you think that you are you need some extra pre-preparation, let me know. I can share you previous batch videos in advance. So what you can do is, those previous batch videos you can go through before you come into the class, so that it will give you lot of things in advance. You will prepare and come. But honestly, you don't need any extra preparation. Just attend the class, complete the assignments, and you are all done. If you are not able to understand, those kind of facilities are also there, where we will provide you previous batch recordings, so that you can see those and you can come to your class. So this batch is going to be the first batch for the new syllabus. A lot of things has been added. So Plotly has been added, sorry, SQL, Power BI, and cloud, AWS has been added. So it's a end to end. And I will also tell you, because in my current organization, it's a IoT based company where we have lot of sensor data we collected. So I'm so lucky. I will consider myself very lucky, because I'm able to see the ML ops, like machine learning operation part, right? As a team, we coordinate between data engineer and data science, and as everything is our own, like the data is, like the data from where we are collecting, the products are our own products. So end to end, I am able to see, starting from data collection, the sensors, like machinery data collecting from using sensors, to deploying in AWS. Entire flow I have seen in my company. So those knowledge, whatever I have learned, along with the theoretical knowledge and the coding thing, I will summarize and give it to you. So this is the kind of complete end-to-end thing you can see, right? So yes, we will receive video recordings of these classes. Yes, video recording only if you want, you can go through the video recording of these classes. But this is a new batch. So like everyday class video recording will be uploaded. Previous batch class also you can see. Cloud will not be there in previous batch, but rest all will be there. Right? Okay, so for cloud recording, you have to wait because this batch cloud recording will be uploaded. Rest all recordings you can take, right? So recording, if you're only purchasing, it is, you can check with the price with Durga soft, right? You can go for only recording also. PySpark, no, PySpark again, I don't want to mix up many things. It's not possible to cover during this thing. I'm going to start a separate batch, MLOps or basically data engineering, big data analytics batch. Please join that. That's a completely different track. I don't want to touch surface, so I don't want to include a lot of topics, right? I just want to include the cream topics which will help you to clear interviews. Those cream topics will go in detail, in depth. That is the secret to crack interviews, right? Having said that, I'm not saying PySpark is not important. Why I have not included? Because that's a separate track. Again, that will take 2 to 3 months. We're going to cover that in the big data analytics, data engineering ML ops batch, which we are going to start very soon. Maybe you can see email notification end of this month. After 15-20 days, that batch will be starting. So if you really want to expertise yourself in Apache Airflow, the cloud techniques in depth, and then Apache Spark, all of those kind of things, please join the Big Data Analytics batch. Yes, one more thing is PySpark recording will be shared. I forgot that from previous batch. I will share the PySpark recordings of 8 to 9 hours, right? But it will not be live class. Recording will be shared in Drive. Everything will be on your Drive, so you can check, and it will remain with you for one month. Oh, sorry, 1 year. Right? So I have answered all the queries from the window. So the timing of the class will be 7 to 8 a.m. IST if you all are available, or 9 p.m. to 10 p.m. IST, right? No, maybe when we connect tomorrow, I will take a vote, and based on that, we will decide the timings. Okay, thank you everyone for your time. Let us connect tomorrow and we will continue. Okay. So till Thursday, it will be demo class. Thursday onwards, we will have our regular class. What is the takeaway for tomorrow's class? So why you should join tomorrow's class if you already joined today? So again, 10 minutes, I will quickly summarize because it is a demo. Many people are joining new. So I will summarize everything, whatever we have discussed today. Along with that, 20 minutes to 30 minutes I will take to give you a use case example. So many of you are not sure what is machine learning. So you don't know anything, you are blank. So I will give you a use case from very scratch. Within 20 minutes to 30 minutes, you can build your first machine learning kind of project or use case you can understand. 100% everybody will understand, right? So those kind of things we will do, and Thursday onwards we will start our batch, right? Okay, thank you everyone. Okay, last question I'm taking. What about placement, right? So placement in data science, no one can help you. Only you yourself can help. How? By preparing interview questions, by preparing a very, very good CV or template that I am going to share with you. So I am going to help you so that independently you can go for cracking interviews will be very easy for you, right? Having said that, you can, I am not guaranteeing you, but I have some links. I can forward your CV to them. That's the only thing I can do. Accepting, not accepting, based side. But yes, I can forward your CV to many, many companies that I know. Some of my links, they have their own startups. So I can send your CVs to them if they have any requirement. And if it is fitting with, if that requirement, your CV is fitting to that, then they will call you back. Right? This course is completely online mode. It's the online course, and it's a completely interactive course. So you know, go to meeting, so you can share your screen, I can share my screen, so it's completely interactive. Okay, thank you everyone. So let us connect tomorrow and have a nice day. We'll connect tomorrow and we'll discuss the other topics. Welcome to the demo session. So before we start, let me share my screen. So many of you attended yesterday's demo class. So let me quickly tell you the agenda for today's demo session, right? So as we discussed, we will be discussing about the course curriculum in short, in summarized way. And then I will be taking any questions. If you have all the queries, I will address. Also, we will see a small use case, right? So there is a time confusion. Many people thought it is 7:30, but from tomorrow onwards, the class timing will be 7 to 8. So like till Thursday, we have demo sessions, and from Thursday onwards, we will start the class. So timing of the class will be 7 to 8 a.m. IST, morning 7 to 8, right? So that's the time. Uh, Let us understand what we're going to see in this particular demo session. So we'll start with the course curriculum. So I will summarize what we're going to cover. After that, I will take a small algorithm and I will try to explain what exactly machine learning is through a use case, right? So, and after that, I will take your questions and we will discuss if you have any concern or something, right? We can discuss that. So to start with or to begin with, let me introduce myself. So I will be the course instructor. I have around 11 plus years of experience into data science and big data analytics. My journey started as a big data engineer, and after I completed my master's, I joined as a data scientist trainee. So currently, I'm working as a staff data scientist in one of the leading MNC. I have around 6 to 7 years of experience into data science. So I completed my master's in computer science. My major was machine learning and Apache Spark. I have few research publications. My MTech thesis work has been published. Also, currently, I am joining this session, this July session for PhD in IoT in Triple IT. Coming to the teaching experience, I'm into this for last 6 years, almost 45 to 50 batches I have completed. Right? So industry wise, I have worked in different organizations, starting from GE Aviation to renewables to Goldman Sachs, like investment banks, to different kind of other companies, right? Okay, so coming to the curriculum and all, I already summarized the curriculum in the yesterday's demo session. So this is the content will be mostly, I mean, you can find it in the site, but there will be some modification, some new content I'm adding. So the new syllabus, this is a new modified syllabus where 3 new things has been added based on the current demand. So data science is a very demanding field, and it's kind of after every 1 or 2 years, we need to update our syllabus, right? So in this particular course, 3 new things has been added, that is Power BI, SQL and AWS. Because cloud is very much important nowadays, you need to deploy your models on cloud. So they will be asking you where you have deployed and also in interview to clear the interviews, those concepts are needed. So along with whatever is, I'm showing 3 new concepts are added, that is Power BI, SQL, and nothing but AWS cloud, right? So whatever we will do, like we have created a Power BI dashboard, we have built 10 to 12 projects using machine learning. So all of those things we will be deploying in cloud, in AWS platform. So the program starts with Python. So I say in this program, there are 4 pillars as we discussed yesterday. The first pillar is basically to prepare you for the course. The first pillar is kind of universal pillar. It's always useful no matter where you are from. I mean, if you are only looking for data analyst kind of course, I think you can continue this course for the first pillar, right? So in the first pillar, we have Python, core Python, advanced Python. Coming with advanced Python, in the sense, it's not about oops concept and other things. You will get 170-hour video from Durga sir. So if you really want to expertise yourself in Python, you can go through those videos. Here in this particular course, the main intention is data science, not the Python developer course. So in this particular course, you will find Python for data science. So whatever modules are very important for data science, those Python modules we will be completing in depth. So we'll start with core Python, and it's very scratch. So let's say you are from non-programmers. You are coming from a non-programming background. So still you can understand because you're starting from very scratch Python installation. From there we are starting. All the non-programmers, you can take the previous batch recording in advance after your enrollment is confirmed, and you can go through those recordings before you come to the class if you have not done programming ever, right? But if you have any prior programming experience, any language, Java, Scala, whatever it is very easy for you to understand because Python is the easiest language, right? So we'll start with first Python module, and after Python we'll go to the advanced Python. So it is basically advanced Python. We'll be discussing about NumPy, and NumPy is a basically very important module for data analysis. It will help you. It's a math library followed by your pandas. Pandas is kind of missing here. So pandas is also there, NumPy and panda. And then we will move to Power BI. So not statistics. After this, two more pages will be added in this syllabus. That is, after we complete the Python track, we will move to Power BI and SQL. So once we complete Python, Power BI and SQL, the first pillar is completed. Then we'll move to the second pillar. In the second pillar, we will discuss about statistics and machine learning. So coming from an educational background, plus industry experience, I will give you the balance between coding and theory, right? So if you want to see how the notes are and all, I'm very transparent showing the notes because I'm very sure we are going very in depth to each and every part of it, right? For example, let's say let's take one let's take one example of let's say this deep learning nodes or linear regression node, or let's say decision tree, right? Let's take this decision tree or linear regression or any one node, how we are going to discuss. So the complete theory we are going to discuss, followed by the complete theory, followed by the implementation part, right? So if you see this, it is 1 second. So let me open one note. What I want to show you is how exactly the notes will be, right? So let me open it. So let's say decision tree, right? So how exactly we'll discuss about decision trees. So for example, this is an example I will take, and everything I will write down in the class and we will discuss. So complete math, line by line, the derivations, what is entropy, what is information gain. So the in-depth math, along with that, we will discuss it in a project, right? We'll implement the algorithm, whatever we have discussed in the project. So the main backbone of this course is machine learning and statistics. So you will be very expert about all of those algorithms. We are discussing about linear regression, polynomial regression, logistic regression. Uh, we are discussing about unsupervised k-means, decision tree, random forest. So all of those 7 to 8 algorithms will be very, very, very clear. And not only that, along with this, we will also, every algorithm will have one project. So we'll do one project. In the class, we will I will code and explain. And also you will get some assignments, more projects to practice, right? So it's a kind of perfect balance between theory and project. So we are not stopping there, and every project I will show you end to end. So we are data scientists, we are working in industry. So what we do is when we take a project, we complete it end to end. So we starting from business requirement gathering or problem statement understanding till deploying. Though maintenance is not a data scientist job, only coordinating with data engineering team to deploy models. Till that level, this is what this course will give you. That's why the name is full stack. Full stack in the sense you are independently able to handle everything, starting from data collection to model deployment. So all of these algorithms, whatever we have implemented in projects, it's not possible for me to show all the 10, 15, but 2 to 3 projects, I will explain from scratch how to implement all of those in cloud, right? So you will create your own dashboard in cloud, and then you will deploy your models in cloud. Till that level, we will discuss. So there are 3 pillars, as I said. The first pillar is nothing but Python. The second pillar is nothing but Python, Power BI, and SQL. Second pillar is nothing but stars and ML. You can see in detail. So for example, linear regression, it's not about showing you some Jupyter notebook how to code, which will take 15-20 minutes to explain, but it's about every detail. What is cost function? What is gradient descent, right? how to optimize, what is optimization technique, right? Or what is the mathematical interpretation of gradient descent. So all of those very, very detailed maths, we will go for each and every algorithm. What is entropy? What is information gain? What kind of questions you can expect? So every class, there is an interview preparation now. It's not like dumping questions and telling you to prepare. So it's an ongoing parallel process. 10 minutes is dedicated for interview preparation. For the first pillar, there is no interview, like it's all coding. So Python, Power BI, and SQL, 10-15 minutes, all coding questions from lit code, whatever I have collected, we'll discuss. But after that, coming to this ML and statistics, what we will do is the theoretical question, especially because projects anyway you will practice, those will be assignments. But the theoretical question, for example, what are the assumption in linear regression? This is an interview question. It might come. What is cost function? What is gradient descent? Like every day, two, three theoretical questions we will discuss related to the topic that we have covered. So at the end of the session, like whatever time we are spending, you will be getting every day 4, 5, 3, 2, like that. So almost like 120, 150 questions will be completed. And I'm 100% sure most of the questions will be from those interview questions. And you will be independently able to handle those interviews. Once your CV is shortlisted, all answers you can tell, right? Not only that, I will also help you by giving some tips for CV preparation. It's a batch, so it's not possible one-to-one. I cannot guide, but at least generalized way I can tell you how to, what are the things you need to do when you go for interviews, right? The CV preparation part. What is important, what is not important, what is trending right now, because we are also hiring, so we know what is trending right now. And data science is a kind of very demanding field. So today it is trending, tomorrow it might not be, something new will come. For example, today I'm teaching you AWS. Maybe after 6 months, if you see the syllabus, it might change to GCP or maybe Azure, right? So depends on the market, the interview questions, the pattern, everything I will keep updating based on the trend, what is there in the industry. And also, if you have any queries throughout this entire course, how exactly the data science, anything related to real time, you can ask me and we can discuss. I'll show you the next part. Once you complete this, what next? So it's a very vast thing. It's not like the syllabus is the end of data science. It's just a kind of beginning. For example, linear regression we have discussed. And let's say from here we have a lot of other elastic net regression. So there are 10-15 kind of regression. So if you want to understand from here what next, so I will tell you resources, my collection, whatever I have kind of collected in all of those 7-8 years of experience. I will share those. Okay, this package is good, that package is good. So you go to that YouTube link, that resource is good. So this blog is good. So everything will be shared. Right? Maybe we will have a Telegram group or something, so where we can um, share everything. Right? Okay, so this is the kind of summarized way. You please go through the syllabus once again. It's very transparent, and you will get more than whatever is there in the syllabus, right? Okay, so once we complete this, I was about to show you a small use case. We don't have much time. I have to end the session at 8 o'clock because I have some other commitment. But we have only how many minutes? How much? Like only 10 minutes, right? You all are new, all are beginner. You have no idea about anything. I am assuming that you all are very new. Within 10 minutes, I will explain you one example of machine learning or data science, right? Not going to the theory part because, as I said, theory will take a lot of time to explain. A lot of background you need to understand. But coding wise, the application wise, and the implementation wise, right? Let me explain you what exactly machine learning with one example. Also, with this example, you will understand how quickly you can understand within 10 minutes, how you can understand very complex algorithms, at least implementation wise. Theory wise, it will take time. So let us understand what is machine learning, because you should know what you are learning, right? If really it interests, if the algorithms and the work is really interesting for you, then only you should join for the course, right? Instead of me explaining what is ML, most of the kind of platforms you might have heard that machine learning is nothing but it's a math. Somebody will tell you it's a machine who will be trained and will do your work. So you have a lot of imaginations, assumptions, perception about it. So let's see one example and then we can understand. So let's solve some simple problem. So what we will do is, so this ID that I'm using is a Python ID. Many of the people, for many of you, it might be new. But it's nothing but a Python cell where I'm writing Python code, right? For all the new beginners, this is just a Python cell where I'm writing Python code to make it simple. So what we're going to do is let us first understand the flow. The first flow is you are a data scientist. There are two kind of projects: pull project, push project. Pull project is something mostly the kind of in product-based companies, like they have their own problem which is predefined. You have to solve it. So it's very clear what you're doing. Push project is something mostly service-based companies. They push some work, like they have their internal data science team. They try to understand what their client is doing, and then they kind of take the data of the client and they tell the client what they can do for them, right, by showing their own data science team capability, by giving some projects or delivering some project POC kind of. So push projects. So if the client is okay, if they are happy, then they can actually uh, go ahead and tell the team to work on that. So there are two kind of project, but let us consider this very simple: business problem definition or data collection. So I have a data set available in my system. So it's a very simple use case. As I said, what I'm going to do is I'm going to load this data. And what I'm going to do is to load the data. It's a CSV file. I need some models or some libraries from some. Student provide. Give me 1 minute, please. Sorry. So what I'm doing right now is I'm just importing a package. Why I'm importing it? Because I need it to collect my data. So what is the data format that I have? So I have this data. Let's say this is a kind of CSV file that I'm loading. So for example, let me show you this. Let's say, okay, so I'm loading this advertising.csv file, right, which is there in my system. So there are two files. This is the Excel file. So basically we have TV, radio, newspaper, and sell. So this is a startup company. Let's say they want to invest. Let us understand what is the problem statement. I am a startup company. I'm your client. Who am I? I'm your client. What I want advertising my product, and I'm not sure how much to invest. So these are the three, these are the historical report. Let's say there are total 50 companies of my domain. Let's say I'm aviation company, and there are 200 companies. You can see there are 200 rows. Each row is a company, and they have invested 230. The first company has invested $230 in TV, $37 in radio, $69 in newspaper, and the sell is 22. Second company has invested 44 in TV, $39 in radio advertisement. So if you want to see how the notes are and all, I'm very transparent showing the notes, because I'm very sure we are going very in depth to each and every part of it, right? For example, let's say let's take one let's take one example of let's say this deep learning nodes or linear regression node, or let's say decision tree, right? Let's take this decision tree or linear regression or any one node. How we are going to discuss? So the complete theory we are going to discuss, followed by the complete theory, followed by the implementation part, right? So if you see this, it is 1 second. So let me open one note. What I want to show you is how exactly the notes will be, right? So let me open it. So let's say decision tree, right? So how exactly we'll discuss about decision trees. So for example, this is an example I will take, and everything I will write down in the class and we will discuss. So complete math, line by line, the derivations, what is entropy, what is information gain. So the in-depth math, along with that, we will discuss it in a project, right? We'll implement the algorithm, whatever we have discussed in the project. So the main backbone of this course is machine learning and statistics. So you will be very expert about all of those algorithms. We are discussing about linear regression, polynomial regression, logistic regression, We are discussing about unsupervised k-means, decision tree, random forest. So all of those 7 to 8 algorithms will be very, very, very clear. And not only that, along with this, we will also, every algorithm will have one project. So we'll do one project. In the class, we will I will code and explain. And also you will get some assignments, more projects to practice, right? So it's a kind of perfect balance between theory and project. So we are not stopping there, and every project I will show you end to end. So we are data scientists, we are working in industry. So what we do is when we take a project, we complete it end to end. So we starting from business requirement gathering or problem statement understanding till deploying. Though maintenance is not a data scientist job, only coordinating with data engineering team to deploy models. Till that level, this is what this course will give you. That's why the name is full stack. Full stack in the sense you are independently able to handle everything, starting from data collection to model deployment. So all of these algorithms, whatever we have implemented in projects, it's not possible for me to show all the 10, 15, but 2 to 3 projects I will explain from scratch how to implement all of those in cloud, right? So you will create your own dashboard in cloud and then you will deploy your models in cloud. Till that level we will discuss. So there are 3 pillars, as I said. The first pillar is nothing but Python. The second pillar is nothing but Python, Power BI, and SQL. Second pillar is nothing but stars and ML. You can see in detail. So for example, linear regression, it's not about showing you some Jupyter notebook how to code, which will take 15-20 minutes to explain, but it's about every detail. What is cost function? What is gradient descent, right? How to optimize, what is optimization technique, right? Or what is the mathematical interpretation of gradient descent? So all of those very, very detailed maths, we will go for each and every algorithm. What is entropy? What is information gain? What kind of questions you can expect? So every class there is an interview preparation now. It's not like dumping questions and telling you to prepare. So it's an ongoing parallel process. 10 minutes is dedicated for interview preparation. For the first pillar, there is no interview, like it's all coding. So Python, Power BI, and SQL, 10-15 minutes, all coding questions from lit code, whatever I have collected, we'll discuss. Coming to this ML and statistics, what we will do is the theoretical question, especially because projects anyway you will practice, those will be assignments. But the theoretical question, for example, what are the assumption in linear regression? This is an interview question. It might come. What is cost function? What is gradient descent? Like every day, two, three theoretical questions we will discuss related to the topic that we have covered. So at the end of the session, like whatever time we are spending, you will be getting every day 4, 5, 3, 2, like that. So almost like 120, 150 questions will be completed. And I'm 100% sure most of the questions will be from those interview questions. And you will be independently able to handle those interviews. Once your CV is shortlisted, all answers you can tell, right? Not only that, I will also help you by giving some tips for CV preparation. It's a batch, so it's not possible one-to-one. I cannot guide, but at least generalized way I can tell you how to, what are the things you need to do when you go for interviews, right? The CV preparation part. What is important, what is not important, what is trending right now, because we are also hiring, so we know what is trending right now. And data science is a kind of very demanding field. So today it is trending, tomorrow it might not be, something new will come. For example, today I'm teaching you AWS. Maybe after 6 months, if you see the syllabus, it might change to GCP or maybe Azure, right? So depends on the market, the interview questions, the pattern, everything I will keep updating based on the trend, what is there in the industry. And also, if you have any queries throughout this entire course, how exactly the data science, anything related to real time, you can ask me and we can discuss. I'll show you the next part. Once you complete this, what next? So it's a very vast thing. It's not like the syllabus is the end of data science. It's just a kind of beginning. For example, linear regression we have discussed. And let's say from here we have a lot of other elastic net regression. So there are 10, 15 kind of regression. So if you want to understand from here what next, so I will tell you resources, my collection, whatever I have kind of collected in all of those 7-8 years of experience. I will share those. Okay, this package is good, that package is good. So you go to that YouTube link, that resource is good. So this blog is good. So everything will be shared, right? Maybe we will have a Telegram group or something, so where we can um, share everything, right? Okay, so this is the kind of summarized way. You please go through the syllabus once again. It's very transparent, and you will get more than whatever is there in the syllabus, right? Okay, so once we complete this, I so this I was about to show you a small use case. We don't have much time. I have to end the session at 8 o'clock because I have some other commitment. But we have only how many minutes? How much? Like only 10 minutes, right? You all are new, all are beginner. You have no idea about anything. I am assuming that you all are very new. Within 10 minutes, I will explain you one example of machine learning or data science, right? Not going to the theory part because, as I said, theory will take a lot of time to explain. A lot of background you need to understand. But coding wise, the application wise, and the implementation wise, right? Let me explain you what exactly machine learning with one example. Also, with this example, you will understand how quickly you can understand within 10 minutes, how you can understand very complex algorithms, at least implementation wise. Theory wise, it will take time. So let us understand what is machine learning because you should know what you are learning, right? If really interest, if the algorithms and the work is really interesting for you, then only you should join for the course, right? Instead of me explaining what is ML, most of the